And we see Ince, and he was with a few of the lads there, and I was going, I was a bit loud and a bit like, and Ince went, oh, yeah, calm down, you've only won one. He just shut me down, man, and I just thought, rah, he's right. Really, I should have a medal, because I did play in it. I played in it that year. Why is it that you played in the earlier rounds but you don't get a medal?
Yeah.
So we might have to go to the FA.
Do a little petition and that. Try to sort one out.
My agent was in London, and at the time, and he said, come and meet me. And as I've walked in, I've seen Peter Kenyon at the table, and I did immediately go, why is he here? Nothing was said about Chelsea.
You promised, Rio.
Bro, I'm telling you, I didn't know what I was walking into. So listen, if I'm going to go and talk to Peter
Kenyon... what was your agent's motive?
If I'm going to talk to Peter Kenyon about Chelsea, do you think I'm going to walk into a restaurant in the West End and talk to Peter Kenyon about going to Chelsea?
It's so obvious you could get away with it. Yes, people, what's going on? Adam McKola here for Stretford Paddock. I am with the greatest defender in Premier League history, Rio Ferdinand. 6 Premier Leagues, 2 League Cups, a Champions League, Club World Cup as well. Yeah, it was about then as well. And we're here, man. It's been an absolute honour. Rio, thank you for coming on the channel. I know we're on tour right now, but I don't want to talk about the tour. I want to talk about your long, glorious career at Manchester United. So yeah, where did it all start? How did it start? How did we manage to prize you away from Leeds?
When Sir Alex Ferguson gives you a call, there ain't no answer but yes.
Because joining, obviously Leeds and West Ham are massive clubs, but you come to Manchester United and we're seeing it at times now, like the weight of the shirt does get people down. Yeah. What do you think helped you through that at that time? Was it the dressing room around you? Because we look now and it's difficult for players to kind of be themselves and grow, especially when there's so much pressure on them. There's not many leaders about. But you have a dressing room full of them.
But I think it's harder now for these players. The players that are coming to Man United in the last 12 years, it's harder for them because they're coming into an environment that isn't geared to win, doesn't know how to win, hasn't got the characters that I walked into. I had a team that was conditioned and knew what they were doing with their eyes closed. So that makes it easier for me to come in there and join in. Whereas players are coming in now and trying to join in or thinking, I've got to pull this team through now on my own. Where I was looking to the likes of Roy Keane and Giggsy and Becks and Scholes. You've got players there who've been there, won 5, 6 Premier Leagues already at this time. So I'm just following suit. Do you know what I mean? I'm now a follower. I'm a young kid, a sponge. So these kids, the guys who are coming in now, they got it hard. It's harder for them. But that's what they got to do now. It's different.
And what were the training sessions like? Were they testing you at the start?
Yeah.
Big money and that? Because we've heard about you testing a few players once they come in. Were you getting tested at the start?
Well, I interviewed Giggsy the other day on the podcast, and he was
a little plug.
Yeah, a little one there. It's the first of many. But but he was. We were talking. It's great. So that's what I love when I bump into the old teammates, because you reminisce about what it was like, and the training sessions back then were harder than the games. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, because I'm going up against Ruud van Nistelrooy, Giggsy, Beck, Solskjaer, like in training, and then I was going up against Rooney, Cristiano, Saha, Berbatov, Tevez. It's like I ain't getting that on a Saturday. Yeah. So the training sessions was really hard. But I don't know, the first thing you want to do as a player, I always thought this when I went to a club, is to make these players know that's why the club has paid that for me. And that starts in training. You got to dominate people in training, then you want to dominate in games. And it took me, I always say this, like I won the Premier League in my first year, which was like which was the dream. But there was still something after that season that I was sitting there going, I've still got, I don't know if these players really feel that I'm integral, or if I don't play, does it really affect the team? I need it to be in my head that when I don't play, everyone's going, shit, Rio ain't playing. That's what I needed to get to.
And you're also looking at them going, well, he's got 5, 6.
Yeah,
who am I with my little 1 medal? Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's all I thought. That's all I used to think. I need to get to 3, 4, 5 before I can even look at these guys. And I remember I went to, we won the league, I think it was my first year, we won the league, and we went to Chester races, because they always used to come later in the season.
Fergie used to love them days.
Yeah. And we went, and I was all giddy. I just won my first league. Everyone's just cool and chilling. I'm on my 5th and 6th, and I was on my first, and I was just like piss drinking. And we see Ince. And he was with a few of the lads there, and I was going, I was a bit loud and a bit like, and Ince went, oh yeah, calm down, you've only won one. He just shut me down, man, and I just thought, rah, he's right.
Ince must be someone you look up to. Like, the first black England captain, wasn't he? Like,
Yeah, forget that. It was more. He was the baddest player about.
He's an incredible player.
He was unbelievable. And I think when we talk about, I fall into this a little bit. When you talk about the best midfielders in the Premier League, or best midfielders that play in this country, Ince's in there.
Yeah, I feel like because he obviously went to Inter,
the way he
went
left,
to Liverpool.
It's the way he left.
He's got no one fighting his corner.
He was, and you speak to all the players. I was with Sir Alex Ferguson the other day after another interview with Michael Carrick. You haven't seen it, yeah. But no, I was with the boss, right? And I'm one of those, probably like what you lot would be. I'm asking him who was better, who's this, who's that, and I mentioned Ince, and the manager's eyes lit up. He was great player. And the manager always says about Ince, the best tackler I ever had. Like he was. I'd actually say I don't think I saw a player play for England better than him and more consistently for probably a 2-year period. He was a joke. What a player. So yeah, he was I looked up to him in many ways other than being just like the first black captain.
He was a phenomenal. I remember interviewing him and I kind of went to him, "You broke my heart, you did," and he went, "United broke mine." Ooh. And it's kind of like we very rarely see things from players' perspectives like that because we're fans and we get caught up in our own feelings and emotions of footballers and stuff. Obviously, you mentioned your first league title. You didn't win the FA Cup. We won it during your period there. Does that stick with you? Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day actually about this 2 days ago, and really I should have a medal because I did play in it. I played in it that year. So it's like Ryan Bertrand got a Champions League medal and played only in the final. Yeah. So if I played, why is it that you played in the earlier rounds but you don't get a medal? Yeah. So we might have to go to the FA.
Do a little petition and that. Try to sort one out.
But yeah, it does something that I think, fucking hell, I did not get a medal.
Because that 07-08, so close to a treble. That game, you didn't end up. Did you end up?
I was in goal, yeah. I was in goal. Thomas Kuszczak got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah. We should have got a penalty for Ronaldo as well.
Yeah, I don't know how we didn't win that game as a joke, but it was, mate. Well, I always say that we should have. Was it that year?
That should have been a treble.
Was that the year? You sure? Or was it?
07-08.
Yeah, it was the year. Yeah.
Should have been a treble because it was Portsmouth Cardiff in the final.
Yeah, and did the manager play like a bit of a thingy team that day as well? And I always think that as well. Treble, we could have done that again.
Yeah, we should have done that again. Now you didn't get that medal because of your missed drugs test. We all kind of know the story, you missed it. You later had like hair follicle tests and all these kind of different things.
That's why I grow braids.
Is that why?
Yeah. Because I didn't know this, but when my lawyers were saying that there's a test you can do that all the people that go into the army do, which gives you a result and it goes back a year or something like that, a year, maybe 18 months. But you've got to grow your hair to a certain length. So I just grew my hair. So I need to prove this because people are going to think that I took drugs. People actually still think I took drugs now.
I think a lot of people do. This is why I wanted to speak to you about it because we very rarely hear you talk about it. And I kind of before the interview did want to say, Rio, could I ask you about this in case you said no? But it's like, it is something that happened and it sticks with you. And I remember feeling hard done by as a United fan. Like, hold on a minute, because there was a City player who got like a 4-month ban or like not even a 4-month ban, a couple of weeks or something.
No, not even that. Like
fine.
I don't even know if he got a fine. It was a joke. Like, and that was one of the big things with my case. It was like my case was identical to this City player, French guy.
Nemanja was it?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. But why am I getting treated differently to him? That's all I kept saying. I said, whatever he's done and I've done is identical. That's the precedent there, surely. Yeah. In normal world.
Yeah, in any court, like you
that's the precedent. What's happened there? Okay, I'm guilty. I've done wrong. I missed the test.
What were you doing? Shopping?
I was actually with a City player. How mad's that? So I was with Io Berkovic, who I played with at West Ham.
Yeah.
And the drug testers came in. Basically, what happens is drug testers come in and your name gets pulled out of a hat. And back then, it'll be like they come out and they go, right, you've been called for a test. We're going to be in this room. Come and see us before you leave. So as you do, you go in. I've got to do my gym, have a massage, then have a shower. Then you go into the drug or go in whenever you want. I was doing all my stuff. Then I get dressed. But I was meeting Io Berkovic for lunch in Selfridges. So then I've just completely forgot. And anyone that knows me will tell I'm the most forgetful person ever, right? So I forgot. Got to meet him. My phone's on the table. Halfway through the lunch, I'm sitting with him. I look at my phone. and there's probably about 30 messages or whatever it was on there. So, hold on 1 minute, I'll looked at the message, I've seen the club doctor going, Rio, call me ASAP, Rio. So I've called him, said, what's wrong? You're out? He said, Rio, the drug test is ready. Have you gone? Have you left? I said, yeah, I'm in Selfridges. Yeah, but the drug test, and I didn't know the enormity or what this would cause at the time. Because I just thought I'd just go back. So I said, no, I'll come back in 20 minutes. Let me just have my dessert. I'll come back. No, they've left. I was like, give me their number. I'll go and meet them somewhere, wherever. So this is why I don't understand why people think I was hiding anything. Because all my phone records, which I had to produce in court, show me ringing UK doping. See me ringing the FA to get the numbers, to speak to the FA. So I weren't hiding anything or hiding from anyone. But the UK doping guy I spoke to said, no, I won't come back. I'm not coming back. I said, come on, man, I'll meet you anyway. I'll come to the training ground. No, I've left. That fucked me, really. Like it
could have.
If he'd have gone, you know what? And I'm in the wrong because I've walked out and I've forgot to go to the drug test, which is wrong. I get that, but help me out, mate. A little bit.
Tried to sort it out.
Yeah, I've not put my head under a stone and gone, listen, no one can get me, turn my phone off. I've gone hiding. My phone records showed all that anyway. So that again, then after obviously the enormity of it and the significance of it kind of hit home and like, oh, you could get banned, and I was like, get banned? What are you talking about? I actually still was like, you sure? No chance. Yeah. And then when it started getting serious, and then someone pulled out this case from the City player, I thought, oh, I'm going to get a fine or something. You know what I mean? And then when I heard that 8 months, I was like, whoa, that's why we went to trial again. Went to court again. But yeah, the hair follicle test, someone just came out and said, if you grow your hair, they can go back to all these months to prove that you haven't taken the drugs. And I've done that. That's why I grew my braids, done the test. And when they give the verdict, that's what the judge said. You've proven beyond any reasonable doubt that you haven't taken drugs, but the processes have been breached, and you have to be punished, and this is the punishment.
United used to get it extra hard. I remember Wazza and Scholes getting sent off in a friendly, and they're suspending them for 3 games apiece in the Premier League. Was never done before, never done after.
Well, that's why the gaffer felt so hard done by, and that's why he came to court for me, the gaffer, because he was like, you're treating him differently to everyone else. Why? And he's our player, he's a Man United player, and you're doing it because it's Man United.
What's your relationship like with the gaffer now? Like, because how was it as a player, and how has it changed since you've, you know? I
think all the players are the same. When you speak to the players, they all speak to the manager more now than when he played, and that was because of him. He said this before in his books, he never wanted to get close to any players because then it blurs the line between being the leader, the dominant force in the changing room. So he didn't want to be anyone's mate, which is right. But no, I speak to him on the text quite a lot, to be honest with you, and it goes through phases, and I think all the players are the same, and I think he's one of them type of guys. If something happens in your life and he hears about it, he has this in him to reach out and want to send somebody something, a text, a message or whatever it is, and that's the greatness of the man.
Did you ever feel like getting into management and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was. It's funny, Carol was saying this the other day. Our coaching, I started doing the coaching badges when I was at United, and the manager loved and wanted all the players to do that. So our coaching course, imagine walking into this. You've got me, Wazza, Carrick, Shazy, Wes Brown, Darren Fletcher. I think might have been someone like Giggsy or someone like that, and Scholes might have been in it. But then there's the guys got to come in and teach us how to coach. Like, it's mad. So I was on route doing that.
Did you have to do your level 1 of that?
Yeah, no, you skipped that.
You skipped that one.
We were adamant we weren't doing that. But it was I was actually desperate to be a manager. I knew from like 25, 26 I wanted to be a manager. Just do my badges and then roll into it. But circumstances like family, like my wife died obviously, so then it's about like, you got a decision to make. Do you want to be a manager where you don't really spend time at home and you're not with your family, and when you are at home you're not really at home because you're thinking about everything else to do with football, you're all in. I couldn't do that with 3 young kids.
Yeah, so that's totally understandable. To move on a little bit from, obviously, you missed drugs test, the suspension, you returned to the team. And the team wasn't the one you joined, was it? You kind of have these young talents in it that you need to wait for. Did you know at the time, with like the Chelsea revolution and everything going on, that we would get back there, or was it still all up in the air?
No,
Did you see the vision?
You never know. But I remember the manager just pulling me and saying to me, Rio, and Carlos Queiroz actually as well, saying, "Don't worry, don't panic. This is like, I'm building the team, and I'm building with Rude, you, Scholesy." I remember him saying that. He said that to me, and it was like Carlos Queiroz was the one drumming at home, and listen, you got probably the best, if not one of the two best, with Thierry Henry strikers in the league. Scholesy's the best midfielder in my eyes in the league at the time, and I'm considering myself the next best defender then or in a year or two. So there's confidence there, and I've got the best manager. Who I'm like, if he says this is happening, this is happening. So, as I said, that never wavered. I never looked at him and thought, look, can I think about going elsewhere? And that's where that thing with Chelsea happened.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It says meeting with Peter Kenyon next on my list.
So it was a funny thing. And I don't know if you had to get Peter Kenyon on, but we've laughed about this since, because you can laugh later on.
I've never forgiven him about Ronaldinho. So
yeah, that's what I asked him about that as well. But the mad thing is that my agent was in London, and at the time, and he said, come and meet me for a bit of food. I couldn't get there for the food, so I went there to have a bit of dessert, a drink, and I was going to a nightclub.
You love your desserts, don't you?
Oh man, seriously, apple crumble.
Yeah, apple crumble, yeah.
So I said, I'll come in there and I'll meet you. So I walked in, but he never told me who he was with. I thought I was just meeting him. I thought he was with his missus or whatever. So I've walked in, and as I've walked in, I've seen Peter Kenyon at the table, and I did immediately go, oh, for fuck, why is he here? So I walked over and sat down. But don't forget, we're in an era where phones and camera phones weren't a big thing then. It was just the start of all that, right? So I thought, there's no one's going to take a picture. It's fine. It'll be fine. So I walked in and sat down. Nothing was said about Chelsea.
You promised, Rio?
Bro, I'm telling you, I didn't know what I was walking into. So listen, if I'm going to go and talk to Peter
Kenyon... So what was your agent's motive?
If I'm going to talk to Peter Kenyon about Chelsea, do you think I'm going to walk into a restaurant in the West End and talk to Peter Kenyon about going to Chelsea?
It's so obvious. Yeah. You could get away with it.
But you got to be a loon to think like that. Do you know what I mean? You're going to go into a hotel, quiet, no one's there, and you get it sorted and you start talking. I'm in the middle of West End in a restaurant. So I ain't going to be negotiating to go Chelsea there. But I'm gone there, I sat down. My naivety was actually just going to the table, right? But when we sat down, there wasn't any talk about Chelsea or anything. I'm saying to Peeny, who's my agent at the time, how you doing? Just like basic hellos, niceties. Hi, Pete, you're right. I don't know.
Was Kenyon at United?
Yeah, he was there when I was there. I don't know him that well, but how you doing? Whatever. And then I got off because I was going to a nightclub. So I got off, and then all of a sudden he's and I didn't know. So I walked into training on Monday, and was it Sunday or Monday? And I remember, I think it was Di Law, who was used to look after the players at the time in the media. And she went, you need to go up to the manager. I didn't know. I went, what? She went, have you not seen the papers? I went, no. She went, showed me in her office, and I went, oh my God.
Wow. It's a Grady picture.
Yeah, I thought,
absolutely Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, like who has taken, why have they, I said, who, why, what, where, like what? Nothing is even going on.
What was your agent's motive?
I don't know. He couldn't have had a motive because...
Is that Peeny Zahavi?
Zahavi, yeah. Because he's the most untechnical person ever in terms of technology at the time. Camera phones weren't a real thing. It was just about, so it's not like he's going there, let me set up a picture here. It's just...
was his motive for you to discuss a move?
But he never spoke to me about going Chelsea.
Okay.
So I'm like, what is going on here? So all of a sudden then I go up to the manager's office, and the manager just unloads, boy. He goes mad. It was like, he just ripped.
What do you say?
He was going like, what the fuck are you doing? Obviously you can imagine what he's saying. And I was just going, boss, I'm not going nowhere. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to go Chelsea. But I've made a bad decision sitting down.
You had some fans on your back as well.
Yeah.
You were getting booed. I think it was a pre-season.
No, I got booed. The worst one was at Charlton away, all behind the goal, and we were clapping after the game we just won, but they were like fucking me off.
Was that when Rude scored that absolute banger?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and my dad almost got in a couple of fights in there because my dad was in the stands. So obviously, seen your son getting booed.
Did they end up at your gaff?
Yeah, they come to my house about 10, 15, all in balaclavas and all black gear and that. It's mad because I went outside and I was like, because I didn't know who was there or how many people was there. Someone covered my camera, and that pissed me off anyway. So I thought, who's taking a piss? So I had a big bit of wood on the side of my door to go out to the gate. So I've gone out with this stick, or this big 4x4 bit of wood or whatever, and I've jumped up on the wall that looks over my gate, and I've just gone like, and I've gone raw. There's all these men standing there with balaclavas on, and I was thinking, right. And then I quickly realised they're all United fans, and I was like, listen, don't fucking come to my house. What are you doing coming to my house? Like, I'll go to Old Trafford or Carrington if you want to see me. It's a liberty. If I come to your missus' house, and to be fair, all of them but one was like, actually, you're right, it's out of order. And I was like, listen, if I wanted to go, I'll be up front and I'll say I want to go. I don't want to go nowhere. I'm going to sign a new contract. Also, by the way, Roy Keane took 6 months to sign a deal because they were going, sign the contract.
So it wasn't something to like pressure United.
For me?
Yeah.
No, because I don't need to.
No, I've done a law degree, so I'm just going to keep digging.
No. Because in my mind, I'm one of the best defenders in the country.
Yeah.
I've come through a British transfer record, and if I want to renegotiate,
I need to boost my price. Maybe I can use this to.
No, I don't move like that. I don't need your football does your talking. There's a certain price for me based on what I perform like.
Yeah,
that's it.
Good, and it's a good job you didn't join Chelsea because in 2007-08 we beat them in the Champions League. No. John Terry misses the penalty. You're captain. How does it feel? I win a little medal at some sports day or something. I'm buzzing. Lifting the Champions League as Manchester United manager.
Yeah,
captain. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't really put it into words and it really translate. Like, it's just like I was almost in tears, like, because of the enormity of it, what it means, the history of the club. Like, you look back at things like Munich, all of that starts coming to the fore straight away, and it came to my mind. So Bobby Charlton standing there in front of me, talking to me about what it means and whispering in my ear some like ridiculous things that make you just go like, if I didn't know what it meant, Jesus.
It was the 50th anniversary as well, wasn't it?
Exactly. So it was just like loads of things. Giggsy's made it, I think, the record appearance or something on that night as well. There were so many just poignant moments that just like, and I was like captain for the night, and it was just like, I get the chills now when I think about it, when you actually go through some of it. But yeah, to lift that trophy and to experience that was like, and I said when I signed for United in the press conference that as long as it'll be success if I can walk out here and I've etched my name into the history of the club by achieving things as a team. I've done what I meant to do. I've done my thing, and
what's going through your mind as John Terry steps up for that penalty?
We're out. We're lost because he's a good penalty in training. He was a good penalty taker. He's clean kicker of the ball. He weren't like good defender but can't play on the ball. He could play. So I was actually thinking, right, it's done. But
he shuffled the pack to put himself take the winning one as well.
Yeah, I spoke to McKola. McKola, I think he alluded to that the other day as well. He's a bit bitter about it.
Yeah, because it's so selfish. I mean, it's not the worst thing about John Terry. Obviously, you've had your issues with him along the way. Were you friends with him before that, with your brother? So how do you feel? I mean,
I don't want to go into it, man. I've spoken about it. I don't think it's worth wasting my breath on it. Listen, it's shit's happened. Wish it could have been a different way. Fucked up my brother's career.
Were you surprised to see him in the Hall of Fame, especially after we haven't seen Giggs in there?
I asked Giggsy that the other day. Like, Giggsy's the first one who should be in there before anyone, before Shearer, before.
Otherwise, just
anyone.
leave it.
Yeah,
there's no point.
Shouldn't do it then.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
But Giggsy's the most decorated player, won the most Premier Leagues. I don't know how he's not in it. His first name on the list.
Yeah, crazy. We haven't got much time left, but Rio, your last season was Moyes' season.
I saw him the other day.
Yeah,
I saw him the other day at the
Are you
stadium.
cool with?
Yeah. I think it wouldn't have been because I said a few things at the time I think he probably wouldn't have liked, and I've been able to articulate it better since without the emotion attached. So, and I think we're in a common place.
The Jagielka thing wasn't true, was it?
No.
Do what Jagielka
does. No way.
How would that have gone down to you and Vidic? If it was true.
No, listen, I know Jags is a very good player. He was a great Premier League player and had a long, distinguished career. But, yeah, David Moyes could never have said that.
Were the stories of like Giggs and Van Persie like walking off the training pitch true?
No.
Because we used to hear things like that. They weren't happy with us doing too much defensive work and worrying about the opposition too much. And
no, there was always stuff there's stuff that would happen in training, but I don't think it's just David Moyes that happened with. That would happen with all the managers since. There'd be players disgruntled and going, what he done there was like, what was that? But our team were used to a certain way. The manager's been there 26 years or whatever he was there. So it's a completely big, like massive change. So, and we never worried about opponents. We would cater to different tactics that we're going to be approaching, or formations, or there will be a player that he's dangerous, but you look out for him, make sure you sort this out. But it would never be where we do a training session that's drilling us to be almost become looking like we're thinking about them before us. We're thinking about them before us going like, well, they're going to have to worry about us.
Yeah, they should be worried.
All we thought about going into a game, they're going to worry about us. Even the game in Rome against Barcelona, we weren't going into that game thinking, they're good. It's like, no disrespect, but we're Man United. That's how we approached every game. Like, so David Moyes was different, and he was unfortunately following the best manager there's been. So it's going to be difficult.
You find out in the dressing room at St Mary's, is that correct? That you're leaving?
Yeah.
Did you feel a little bit disrespected? Do you feel like
massively?
Because you're, like you say, you're one of the greatest defenders to play for the club. You've won all you've won.
Yeah, I see a lot of people talk about you're not owed anything and all this stuff, but I see it differently.
It should at least give you
there's
some
courtesy,
warning.
there's courtesy, there's respect, and I just think that I thought other players were given that courtesy and respect.
Why weren't
in that
you,
situation? I don't know.
Were you under the impression that an offer was coming?
I just didn't know, and
is that then a fault of yours to not have addressed it before then, or?
No, because I'm not saying it wasn't asked. The question wasn't asked. I wasn't given an answer.
Okay.
There was no answer. I'm not sure what wait until what the manager wants to do, etc. But to finish a game, the biggest thing for me was not being able to say bye to the fans and thanks, by the way, and go, you know what, thanks for your support, and just that little touching moment that I saw others were given the opportunity to do that. So I'm in the change room, and then Ed Woodward walks around like they normally do, and the director saying, well done for the game, well done, but shake hands. By the way, you're not going to be given a new contract next season, but thank you, see you later.
Jesus.
And I was sitting there, and I swear that Fletch came up to me and said, "Are you right?" Or Carras, something, because they could see I was like visibly like, what the fuck's just happened there? And I was like, he just told me that it's over. Because
Vida decided to leave in like January, February, didn't he? And he was the captain.
Yeah.
That kind of stuck with me a little. Like, it was a bit, don't go out like that. But obviously, he made his decision, and so we knew he was going, and he got a great reception and things, and
deservedly so.
And you should have been right next to him.
Yeah, and I never. It would have been nice for us to say bye together, even.
If you knew that it was going to be the end of that season, would you leave when Fergie leaves?
No, because I was like one of those boxers that would just take in that extra fight.
Yeah.
Because I loved it so much.
Punch drunk.
Yeah. And you've got to tell me to leave Man United.
Yeah.
So that's just the way I was. And then I ended up going to QPR, and it was, again, you visibly seeing it was a couple of games too much, or a lot of games too many.
Right. Before we wrap up, what's your most proud moment of your Manchester United career? It doesn't have to be the obvious. It could be, I don't know, just a feeling when you scored a certain goal, or a final whistle and you're looking around.
Proudest moment. Obviously, winning the leagues was great, and winning the Champions League was great. They're the best moments. There's no debate. But I think being able to be part of a club for as long as I was, like 12, 13 years, and in one of the most successful periods of the club's history, and actually achieving what I set out to do from that first press conference was, like I said, to etch my name into the history of the club, to walk out head high, chest out. That's the best end, worst, like the end scenario for me. That was the dream, and I managed to live that dream, winning and doing all I asked for.
Any regrets?
Regrets?
Like meeting Peter Kenyon and that?
Yeah, sitting down for the dessert in the restaurant with Peter Kenyon. No, I mean, obviously forgetting to go and do the drug test was probably a big mistake. Well, it was a big mistake. No, I don't really regret. I actually not regret, but I would like to have gone abroad and played for like Real Madrid or Barca. And I had the opportunities. I had the opportunities to go, but I didn't. But I fell in love with Man United. I fell in love with Carrington. I fell in love with the people, the players, and I fell in love with winning. I couldn't give that up.
Well, I just want to say thank you for the memories. Thank you for being such a fucking legend at the club as well. Because, yeah, man, I think we didn't realise it at the time, but fucking hell, those are the days. Those are the days.
Who would have thought we'd be sitting here now, like, depressed?
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, 21 is coming. Cheers, Rio.
Fingers crossed.
Nice one. Cheers, man.